Alright. Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett gave us many fantastic cameo characters like CAD BANE, Luke Skywalker, GROGU and AHSOKA Tano. What about the upcoming Chapter 7? What will it include? Or more specifically, who will include to sign off the series with? We've got cameos left, right and centre in the Boba Fett base series, but who better than Han Solo himself to appear in the final installment of the series, as we know. Rumours have been circulating, but with the oncoming war about to kick off, can Solo be a key part of this story? Let's explore. Greetings my young Padawans, and my name is Captain Jack, and welcome to Star Wars Now. Previously, we have learned of a rumour that Harrison Ford would be returning to Star Wars as Han Solo. This came down the line via the Express in December 2021. Since then, there has been nothing further to add any concrete details to this. However, this information was before the Book of Boba Fett had actually began to air and reveal itself. Coupled with all the cameos and how the story is shaping up, we can explore this even further. Let's go. Before we do jump into the video, use the force and hit that subscribe and like buttons to never miss a video for myself and the team here at Star Wars Now. As always, if you're talking about Star Wars, then we want to hear about it, so get commenting down below. The latest news comes straight from IMBD, where Harrison Ford is listed as playing Han Solo. Before we do go further, let me just say that IMBD is not always accurate and submissions are not 100% checked sometimes, leading to incorrect information and data. But still, it's worth noting. Ford appearing on the site would connect with the early rumour that we mentioned, the one that dates back to December 2021. It was reported that even though Ford apparently does not like playing the character of Han Solo, he was on site at Lucasfilm to film a de-aged Han Solo appearance. This would coincide with his schedule of filming the 5th Indiana Jones movie that is currently in production. We know the deepfake technology is working really well right now, especially with Luke Skywalker's improved appearance in Chapter 6 of the series in the past week. Given Han Solo needs to be de-aged, it makes sense that the tech would be needed to further refined for use on other characters. The producers and the VFX team need to let us see a 35 to 40-year-old Harrison Ford once more. But how does Han Solo actually fit into the story of the Book of Boba Fett so far? Well, we do know that a large battle is incoming between Boba Fett's forces and the Pike Crime Syndicate, with all of this taking place on the iconic planet of Tatooine. For Solo to fit into the story, I think the plot will have to connect with the Crimson Dawn faction, as well as Lady Qi'ra. Crimson Dawn has long been rumoured to be the actual big bad of the Book of Boba Fett, and it makes perfect sense. It would also allow Han Solo to connect with the story perfectly, given his previous relationship with Lady Qi'ra and Crimson Dawn. Our first connection to Crimson Dawn was the theme music for the Book of Boba Fett, which contains their motif. Secondly, the assassins from Chapter 1 are from the Order of the Nightwind. While that does not give anything away, weirdly they have no stated connection to Crimson Dawn, yet wear crimson and use crimson shields to attack Boba Fett and Fennec Shand in the streets of Mos Espa. Another clue with the mayor, Mok Shaiz, who promised control of Tatooine to the Pike Syndicate, as revealed by the twins. However, it's hard to think that he would have the power to do this, simply being the mayor. It does suggest to us as viewers that someone else has ordered him to do so, or done it for him. Perhaps a familiar crime faction. This would also tell us that someone is playing the Hutts against the Pikes, given the twins were caught unaware of the latter's involvement in the Tatooine affairs. The Pike Criminal Syndicate is almost certainly still affiliated with Crimson Dawn. During the Marvel comics, which featured the auction of a carbonite frozen Han Solo, Lady Qi'ra was selling Solo to the highest bidder. Unfortunately for the Pikes, they lost out, but it does tell us that they're still on good terms with Qi'ra and Crimson Dawn at that point in time. Boba Fett himself has had his fair share of run-ins with Crimson Dawn, specifically Lady Qi'ra, and it was all over Han Solo as well. You see how all three characters connect now and are perhaps connected with the larger story at hand, right? There is a personal backstory between Qi'ra and Fett, which might explain why she is so interested in Jabba's former empire. During Fett's capture of Han Solo, at the end of The Empire Strikes Back, Qi'ra dispatched operatives to steal the carbonite frozen Solo from Fett. This caused Boba Fett to have to scramble to get him back, so he could eventually deliver him to Jabba on Tatooine, leading into Return of the Jedi. This ordeal did catch the attention of Lady Qi'ra. Although it did mostly work out for her in her favour, it's possible that she has a bone to pick with Boba Fett and therefore wants to remove him from the picture. Additionally, as some might have suggested, she still could have feelings for Han Solo. This also could motivate her to take Fett out from the wider picture if he's being a bit of a nuisance. Of course, while we've mentioned everything, let's talk about Solo: A Star Wars Story. The young Han Solo film, where the character was played by Alden Ehrenreich, was not the best received film and is regarded as a bit of a flop. Though, the film did show us more of the Pikes in live action, as well as how Darth Maul was the one calling the shots for Crimson Dawn and commanding Qi'ra, an important woman in Solo's life. Due to the failure of the film, Solo never got its chance of having sequel films to resolve the Qi'ra plot and Darth Maul plotline that was presented at the end. It's a shame, but it is what it is. There is no chance to do this with the Book of Boba Fett. The plotlines here can be resolved effectively. If Kira does make a surprise return, then we've already presented a way she can do this and actually fit with the plot, if she is still running Crimson Dawn by the time of the show, which I expect she is. You know, originally if you'd asked me about including Han Solo in the Book of Boba Fett, I would likely dismiss it in favour of not overcomplicating or detracting from the main story. However, it seems that the show has done itself with the inclusion of Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, and the Mandalorian, as well as a few other characters. This isn't an issue, as I love them all, and there's some fantastic entertainment and Star Wars content that we're getting. However, I do think these characters do take away from the main story at hand, i.e. watching how Fett and Shan run a criminal empire here on Tatooine. Would Han Solo take away from that? I don't really know. We're gonna have to find out if this is the case of them appearing in the show in Chapter 7 next week. Alright, Exalted Ones, that's it for myself. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with the latest Star Wars news, lore, and more. You can also follow us on social media as well. Make sure to let us know what you think in the video comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Wars, then we want to hear about it. That is it for myself today on Star Wars Now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.